Where you want to sit?
On the end.
Is it
Sit
too
in the
cold for
middle.
you guys?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just a wiener. What? Stop.
I'm just a wiener.
Just a wiener.
Looking for my bun.
For my
Have you seen her?
You're a wiener?
Where
What?
has she gone?
So these interviews usually like go up to 20 minutes. Do you guys have a hard stop?
Uh-huh.
In 20 minutes?
140 is what we were
Okay,
told.
perfect. We'll keep it like that. I'm just gonna field questions and we'll start with Samani.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Hi guys, here's K-pop Wednesday, and my first question to you is, if your characters could give one piece of advice to fans, what would it be?
If this is from Monoma, I think the advice that he would give is be the hero of your own story. I think that's kind of the journey that he goes on in trying to fight for the validity of Class 1B, and he has insecurity about not being a main character, which is kind of meta. And he worries about how his quirk is dependent on other powers. So there's a part of him that feels like he doesn't have what it takes to be a hero. And then the journey he goes on kind of shows him that he's valid.
Yeah, I think Rock would say surround yourself with folks that are great and that you aspire to be. There's a quote: "Greater can't come until lesser leaves," and I think he would stick by that. Yeah, shut off some of those people that probably shouldn't be around and get around folks that are great.
I think Toga would say that kindness is power, and you have the ability to change someone's entire future and perspective of themselves based on how you treat them.
I think based on that, I actually have a question for you, because I was quite interested specifically about Toga's journey, because you see her changing so much throughout the series. Have you felt yourself change alongside her as you've been growing into the role?
Maybe because we worked on it for so long, but we're both in different paths. I'm a grown up and she's 17, so our arcs are a little different, but it's not something that I don't relate to. And learning how to love and like how to communicate, I guess, is like the overall layman's way of relating to Toga. And yeah, I mean, there's always a chance to learn and ways to grow with every relationship that you have, and it all comes down to how willing you are to understand someone else and how to treat them, just like Ochako was willing to understand Toga, and it changed everything.
I'd like to extend that across the rest of the cast actually. How do you feel your characters have sort of evolved from their first appearance to, where the story currently is?
I think for Rock, he definitely was more apprehensive about these children running into these very dangerous situations. I think now, towards the end of the show, you kind of see that he's a little bit more trusting of it and supportive. Still, I think thinks it's kind of crazy, but he's definitely grown up in that fact. So yeah, that would be for me.
Yeah, Monoma is introduced as very antagonistic, and even in the manga, in his description, he's described as fundamentally unlikable. He's still kind of, there's that immaturity that you see still at the end, this kind of brazen, almost obnoxious, extroverted attitude. But there are moments where we see him drop this guarded facade in moments where he's with, I always pronounce her name wrong, is it Ari or?
Ari?
the horn.
Airy.
Airy, it is airy. Okay.
With the horn.
Right, yeah. But you see this tender moment with her, and then even in season 7 when he's brought in as part of this large plot, and then I don't know how many spoilers I'm allowed to talk about, but when something happens to Bakugo and we see him reacts to that, and you see that, you know, he is this guarded person, but inside there is this very caring person that really wants to stand up for his class and really for the school, and just be recognized as someone that has value inside of that. And I think he gains that. And I bet he's going to be a lot more chill when he gets older and has some therapy.
I was also interested to see if, I mean, this could be across the whole cast as well. If you were given the choice, would you take the same quirks as your character has, or would you choose a different quirk entirely?
I think I would choose a different quirk entirely. Something to do with teleportation. But you know what? No hate to Rocklock. I think he definitely has some use cases for his quirk. Obviously, I don't think you become a pro hero without having some sort of skill with that. But yeah, I don't know. We drift off into another.
Yeah. I don't know that I would intend. I would probably I would say that I want like Bakugo's power, but I do feel a kinship with who Monoma is, and when I was a kid, I was insecure and I had a lot of undiagnosed ADHD. So I was a jack of all trades of random hyper focuses, and I was also I ended up in a lot of different social situations growing up. So I did have this kind of chameleon personality where I was constantly trying to read the room, and I would find myself adapting to the people around me, which did make it harder for me to solidify my own identity. So there's something that I do feel related to in his journey, I guess.
I think the quirk that I would love to have is Mr. Compresses. The idea of getting to, you know, if you're going on a vacation or something, you can just throw a marble and capture one of your friends and take them with you. Or I could bring my dog with me. He's a giant puppy, so I miss him. I think that'd be kind of what I want. And then you also, you know, pack light.
You do have a lot of suitcases.
I do. But if I had a little marble, it will all go away.
It's smaller as well. Bring
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why the one that I would want.
Would you swap with another character? Maybe not for quirk reasons, but any other reason?
Just so I can them.
I'll probably just swipe with All Might, because I get to come into work every day. I get to be, you know.
I like Shinso's quirk because he can control you if he hears you talk. So if he gets bombarded by people that are forcing him into conversations that he doesn't want to be in, he can immediately get out of that. As someone with social anxiety who feels like I have to cater to the people in front of me, it would be nice to an easier way to solve that situation of fear of speaking.
I mean, besides compresses, my other one would be twices, double, you know, that way cut down on some fatigue. You have one of you working, one of you doing something else, and maybe the other one of you is just chilling, so that the rest of you can be constantly recharged.
You know, I didn't think about the genus, right? Is that his name?
Plus genus? That has jeans?
I wouldn't mind his quirk.
You want jeans?
I want jeans.
You just want to turn everything into jeans? Is that what that is?
Absolutely. You don't have to worry about that ever again in my life. But a good pair of jeans, you don't have to worry about that anyway.
That's true. There is, they did studies, and after about 2 months of not washing your jeans, it will pick up the maximum amount of bacteria that it can hold. So really, you don't have to. After 2 months, you don't have to wash them because they'll just stay at their current level of dirty.
Wow.
Oh my
I did
god.
not know that.
It has a cutoff time.
Technically.
Who knew?
I don't know if that was the moral of the story,
Sorry,
but
we
that's
gotta
what I
go.
took from it.
Yeah.
You are washing your jeans, though, right?
I mean,
Okay, put that down.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of that information I wanted to know.
Oh, my.
Actually, on that note, what themes of this show would you think are actually relevant today? Aside from not washing your jeans.
we talked about this a little bit in the panel, and one of the things that I'll steal, Gabe, I'll steal what you were saying, but the idea of your strength also being your weakness and making the choice to find the individual things about you and find the positive way that you can use that to help the world and yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I stole your answer.
No,
sorry.
no, that's
Yeah.
a perfect
Yeah,
answer.
I think on that note, it's something that really sticks in my mind is the fact that this just incredible series that has touched so many people is just at this huge climax now, and I was wondering whether there are like personal lessons that you've like each taken away from your experience on the show for so many years, and also whether that translates into any of your other performances that you're currently doing now.
I think it's hard to put the performance into another one, but I was really, I felt very fortunate to have the emotional arc that Toga had and to build that bond with not only that character and, feeling the pursuits of her desires and how it ended up. But yeah, just getting to portray that feeling, like the very real feeling of feeling so lost and unaccepted for so long, and then finally somebody reaches out and makes you feel okay, and just how powerful that is, because I mean, in recording that, you get into that feeling, and the whole arc of season 7 for Toga is, drop everything that has to do with her being cute and bubbly and just play the hurt and the anger. And so I lived in that for, the hours, I guess, that it took to get there, and then finally somebody, it just breaks and hits, and it just like really hit me emotionally to feel that release of her, of Ochako reaching out, and it was just kind of an eye-opener of like, wow, kindness is really powerful, and you can really change somebody's,
Simple acts of kindness.
Yes,
just change
exactly.
the world, yeah.
the simple acts are not simple at all, or like, so they're powerful, and that was awesome.
Yeah, such a good representation of that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and then also the power of community and friendships and the bond and teamwork. You realize everyone plays a part, and they're necessary to the overall. I think about it like an orchestra. You got all these string players, you got your horns, you got your everyone plays a part. Some are playing the same notes, some are playing another note that harmonizes with that note, and then you have a director, whoever that may be. And so I feel like this show really represents that for me. And then, I try to play my part where I can when I go to other sessions and stuff. And then a lot of us, we're doing that with different shows and things we're part of. We are another instrument in this huge symphony.
Yeah. There's a Maya Angelou quote that I'm going to screw up, but it's something along the lines of, it's our duty to find our own strength and power so that we can give back to others. It's this idea of putting on your oxygen mask first, taking care of yourself, understanding yourself, truly loving yourself so that you can give back. And I think there's something in that journey with Monoma, because when you see these moments where he's by himself, where he's talking to Shinso about this insecurity about Class 1B not being enough, but in order for him to truly be helpful to the group and the community, he needs to, you know, value himself so that he can be a better leader for Class 1B, if you want to look at him in that way.
Has working on the series changed or maybe even consolidated your view of what a hero actually is?
Also, I think that's going to be the last question as well.
Has it changed our view of what a hero is? Is that what you said?
Yeah, changed it or maybe.
Oh yeah,
reinforced it?
for sure. I think it opens up your perspective of, you know, again, like kindness, but also just what's unique about people and finding what makes them special. And I think even just being curious, like maybe the weird thing that puts you off might be exactly, you know, what you need in your life for some certain situation.
Yeah. I think those, yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things that make us unique, or maybe I think this is true for actors too, that the parts of yourself that you want to hide will often be the most valuable thing you have to offer as an actor.
It's so true.
Or as a hero with weird superpowers.
Yeah, and it's not I think, for me, it's told me that's like being a hero, you can't do it by yourself. Obviously, we're looking through the eyes of Deku in the show, but we're also open to a bunch of other characters that are, you know, strong and incredible in their own right, and they help each other, and it's like, yeah, I think you rely on your fellow man to help you in anything. So yeah. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
I think
thanks.
as a journalist,